We now take this opportunity to clarify our position regarding the former Secretary General. The leadership of Mkhondo Wesizwe has noted several statements and utterances by the former Secretary General, who was removed from the position recently. The leadership of Mkhondo Wesizwe had considered these utterances and actions and arrived at a conclusion that the former Secretary General had not only publicly defined himself or themselves outside the ranks and ideological line of the MK party, but also seriously violated the trust placed on them as a member of the party. In this regard, a decision has been taken to summarily terminate the membership of the former Secretary General, and a formal letter of expulsion was transmitted to him on the 15th of July 2025. Mkhondo Wesizwe will not entertain any further exchanges on this particular matter. The meeting of national officials sits every second week. So what does it tell you? It tells you that we sit 2 times a month. I think that's what it says. Then you have a chief executive officer in the form of somebody that we call a Secretary General. Sits for months in the position and does not report to this collective, this leadership, to then say, hey, there is money that is disappearing every month to the tune of about, I think he branded something like 7 million a month, right? Now, and this is exactly, it is at the center of leadership responsibility and administrative responsibility, this point that I'm raising, right? Okay, suppose we were too ugly for him to report this thing, this stealing, right? And maybe intimidating or something. So why not report a crime with the police? Because this is stealing. We're talking about stealing here, right? So how come we are not reporting this theft with law enforcement agencies to then say there is money that is being stolen by somebody in MK, and so on and so it goes, and you're not doing that. Now, anybody, including our new SG here, once you're a Secretary General, you also bear something called the fiducial responsibility, which means, amongst other things, all these other matters of financial management, they also are within your purview, and you need to report on a regular basis on them, right? You carry policy responsibility when it comes to that. So for me, and I think for us actually, it's quite strange that this thing gets said after some months. It must have been taking place or something, but it's not reported to us, it's not reported and registered with the police. So something is wrong at that particular level. But also the Treasurer General will also shed some light on this, because we have just, if I'm not mistaken, we've just gone through an audit. We've just gone through an audit, and we're still attending to some few outstanding issues from an auditing point of view. And I keep on asking him, where's the 7 million? TG, Muplo 7 million. And it doesn't come up, right? So how come you have this audit outcome, which is conducted quite elaboratively right across the organization, but it doesn't pick up the stealing. Now, lama auditors ma ukuthi kanti enze njalo akakwazi ukuyibona lento kusho ukuthi ungadinga ke sihlukane now in a way, because at the center of auditing is also finding out mishaps and everything else about issues of finance and financial management. So for me, that's an anomaly, but perhaps I will still be further educated about this thing. Somebody said something about accountability, the trip and whatever. You see, ladies and gentlemen, angikhuluma ngimsukele ngesibum umlodo ngiyakuprovoka manje. Now, there is no way that your company ENCA will find out that you are in Zambia without the knowledge of your immediate supervisor, your top executive management structure. There's no way. Now, when you talk of accountability, because sometimes the accountability, nifuna ukuyikhuluma as if politics is the manner of doing things and reporting accordingly. So, in this instance, you can't be outside the borders of the country without necessarily declaring that you are indeed there and you are duly sanctioned by the organization, even if you are, what do you call this thing? I want a jowl or something. We keep healing, you know. Even if that is the case, you still have a duty to report to a structure that you belong to, that between this day and that day, I will not be around the country, I'll be outside, right? So, and that's the issue about accountability.
Sanbonan, and greetings. I think the former SG wanted to say he left us with a debt of 28 million. That's the mistake he made. From where we are sitting, comrades and colleagues, in terms of finance, we appointed Nduma Consulting Company that is qualified chartered accountants and auditors, so that we can have an independent view in terms of our finance before an AG comes in. That was done. Indeed, we do have some findings at any other auditing. Remember, the purpose of auditing is for continuous improvement, so that we can have proper system in place, particularly that we are the new party. We do have some findings that is more focused on our bookkeeping than really to say there's any form of corruption. And it needs to be highlighted that I did not actually to respond in such allegations. Chair was forcing me on a daily basis. I don't want to entertain allegations, because the person that is coming with allegation was fully accountable for the Treasurer's office for the past 5 months. Unless where I'm sitting, he did something, he was able to hide it very well. So, from where we are sitting in terms of auditors, we have no any major findings that are there, but we do have areas where they are of concern for improvement for bookkeeping. Thank you.